The entertaining Talkin' Sports.
What is going on, football fans? Back at it with another New York Giants video. And in this video, I'm going to talk about a story that came out yesterday about our veteran cornerback, Janoris Jenkins. You know, the guy that's supposed to be leading all these rookies, Julian Love, DeAndre Baker, Corey Ballantyne, all the guys that we have brought in, Sam Beal, the one veteran presence in the secondary, and really on this defense outside of Alec Ogletree for the most part, is Jackrabbit, Janoris Jenkins. And we brought him in 2016, and, he was one of the big pieces that Jerry Reese brought in that got us to that 11-5 season. He was great that year. Of course, we remember the games against the Dallas Cowboys where he shut down Dez Bryant. And since then, Jackrabbit has not been what he was. Now, you could blame that partially on the defense, and I think that's fair to say. The players around him have gotten worse, which I'm sure contributes somewhat to his poor play or worse play. Maybe you could point out the better defense. But this is a guy that likes to point the blame at everybody but himself. And eventually he's going to run out of people to blame. Week 2, he went out, he blamed the pass rush, said you weren't getting after the quarterback. Then he goes out there and he puts up a dud against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers when he was put on island coverage against Mike Evans. And a lot of us said, all right, well, we're going to give him a pass. He wasn't getting help, single coverage, this, that, the other thing. Then he comes out last week and yells at Betcher for not letting him spy the opposing receiver, which I somewhat agreed with. But at the end of the day, the last time you did that against the Tampa Bay Bucs, you got torched. So at this point in the season, as a fan, I don't want to hear anybody talking, to be honest with you. You are 2-11. Janoris Jenkins, over the last 3 years, you've been a part of the failures. We've won 10 games out of our last 45, 10-35, and you are a big part of that. You've been a member of the team throughout that stretch. So I don't want to hear you talking on Twitter about your individual statistics as if you're not to blame. This is a guy that likes to blame everybody but himself. And I get it. He's trying to go out there. He's trying to get another contract next year. But in my opinion, this guy should be cut on Black Monday. You should cut him. You should cut Shermer. You should cut Betcher. But I am sick and tired of hearing about Janoris Jenkins and some of the things he has to say. And this is what Jackrabbit came out with. First, he posts this on Twitter as if to say that he's not to blame. He's posting these unbelievable individual statistics. And, he says 4 interceptions, 50 total tackles, 3 TDs given up since week 3. Talk about that. Then somebody comments on it, a New York Giants fan, and he rebuts him. The Giants fan says, how many of those stats contributed to any wins? #none, #irrelevant. To which Janoris Jenkins said to a Giants fan, one of the people that are paying his $14.75 million a year salary, I only can do my job, retard. He then went on later to say this. I get that, but why you posted stats right now? Crazy that week 3, your worst game, was the last game that we won. He says, because I'm grown and I speak facts. You sound real grown when you're calling, fans retards. But, since you wanted to bring up your stats, Janoris Jenkins, I thought it'd be appropriate to take a deeper look. Since you like to blame everybody but yourself, I thought it would be a good idea to take a look at your stats. Let's take a look at your PFF grade. First year you got here, 2016, you were phenomenal. Great. 81.9. Next year, 68.1. Bit of a regression there, Jenkins. Next year, 68. So you stayed about the same. And now this year where, you're putting up these unbelievable stats, you're so good that you got to tell the whole world about it on Twitter when your team's 2-11 and you're sitting on the sideline during a practice. I failed to mention that. This happened during a practice. Well, this year, Jenkins, that's your grade. 64.4. It's the worst year since you've been a New York Giant. So I don't want to hear Janoris Jenkins running his mouth, pointing the finger at anybody. You're part of the problem. And what is the coaching staff doing? Where is the accountability? Where is Pat Shermer in this? Well, you got a guy who's making $14.75 million, a guy that's supposed to be a mentor to these younger cornerbacks. Is that how you mentor people? Oh yeah, I'm going to get on my phone. I'm going to tweet that I'm this great individual player when my team's 2-11, calling fans retards. You think Tom Coughlin would stand for that? Like, what is Pat Shermer doing? And what is Janoris Jenkins doing? This is a guy that's trying to compete for a contract because he is going to be cut. He just is. We're supposed to clean up the culture. Well, it doesn't seem like it's cleaned up when you got a guy when you're 2-11 posting his stats, talking about himself, blaming everybody on the team but himself. That's not a leader. You ever see Saquon Barkley do that? You ever see Eli Manning do that? Leaders don't do that. Leaders take responsibility. They don't put the responsibility on others. I'm sick and tired of hearing about Janoris Jenkins, and I'm sick and tired of reading that he's calling our fans retards because we're calling him out for his nonsense. I just want to get a video up on it, posting my thoughts. I'm going to have a couple of videos out today. I'll have one on Mike McCarthy, in the New York Giants coaching search, along with probably one or two others. But, yeah, when I read that last night, it did not sit well with me. As always, if you liked what you watched, please subscribe, drop a comment, maybe give me a little thumbs up. Cheers.